Today, we're talking about the drama surrounding Lily Gaddis and how the self-proclaimed TikTok trad wife has spent more than 4 years trying to gain a following by being a cheap knockoff of just pearly things. But she somehow managed to fail at this over and over again. So she's turned to using slurs out of pure desperation. Now, people are pulling up her recent history of fighting for the exact opposite beliefs that she's trying to cash in on now. And this complete lack of strategy has led to an embarrassing disaster for Lily, which will be nearly impossible for her to escape. But I pulled together this entire story, so by the end of the video, you can get caught up on who Lily Gaddis is. Then we'll hopefully never have to hear from her ever again. If it's your first time here, hi, I'm Austin. I make videos staying caught up with the latest internet drama and news, so if that sounds like your thing, feel free to stick around. Today's story was sent to me by Rye the Pharmacist. If you ever come across a story you think I should cover, feel free to DM me on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. Thanks to all the recent subs, I'm doing my best to get videos out weekly for the rest of the summer. And even if you don't decide to subscribe, thank you so much just for watching. Now, let's get into it. This is Lily Gaddis, a TikTok creator that's been attempting to get famous off of right-wing trad wife content for the past 4 years. However, this effort to gain attention by spewing cliche talking points wasn't working fast enough for her. So, on June 9th, Lily posted this video where she casually drops the N-word.
Okay, this time I have a beef with the male community. I give my criticisms to all because we are all about equity and inclusion here, right? So I'm sick and tired of all girls getting blamed, or like guys, certain guys, thinking that all girls are gold diggers. I don't know if it's because you get your information from those street interviews in like Miami at 3 a.m. outside of a nightclub. You're getting the opinion of some dumb and immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card. Yes, they are probably gold diggers, but that's the exception. I'm the rule. Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass and they don't care. We don't give a fuck about your money. I couldn't care less about your money, okay? My type is broke mechanics and surfer hippie dudes who just want to live in a shack and surf and have babies. All I ask of a man is that you're competent, you're not a pussy. If somebody broke into our house at 3 a.m., you would know how to grab a gun and shoot a motherfucker. That's pretty much all we ask. Like, that's pretty much like all girls I know. I don't know one girl who's a gold digger. So stop throwing us all under the bus as if we're all gold diggers because we don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about your money. My dating history consists of all broke guys. I actually don't even like rich guys. They have an attitude, they're spoiled brats, they don't know anything about real life. I was raised on a farm with 4 brothers, so I can't deal with the bullshit. I don't like a pussy. I hate pussies. So stop with the gold digger. Stop.
Afterwards, this clip from the video went viral on Twitter with over 19 million views.
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass and they don't care. We don't give a fuck about your money.
And several quote tweets reacting to the video reached similar levels of views. In the video's comments, people wrote things like, "Married to who?" only to have Lily reply, saying, "You heard me." The next day, Lily responded to the backlash in a TikTok video with the thumbnail text, "F you."
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community, and all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
You're gonna call us racist? You're gonna call us potential Timothy McVeighs? You.
The second part of her video cuts in an Andrew Breitbart video that's referring to race war. And then, for some reason, she shows a quote from Larry Flynt, who was a free speech advocate, best known for starting an adult film empire. This follow-up video reached close to 4 million views. Then, Lily continued trying to fast-track her career in right-wing media by tweeting this later the same day. "Oh no, I just got fired. #mob. However, critics noted that she wasn't going about this in any sustainable way, with one TikToker analyzing Lily's pattern of copying the creator Just Pearly Things over the past 4 years.
For those of you who are upset with what Great Value Pearl said, let me tell you something. I've actually seen her videos before, and the funny thing about Great Value Pearl is that she's either rage baiting or being a pick-me or complaining about being single, because as we know, the biggest pick-me's never get what? Picked. But what I can tell you as a 15-year marketer whose specialty was profiling people online is this latest video is a beautiful illustration of a phenomenon I've seen time and time again. And I've talked about before the book Queen Bees and Wannabes, which is the book that the movie Mean Girls was based from. So if you look at Great Value Pearl through the lens of a Gretchen Wieners or a Karen, i.e. the wannabes, when they want to emulate who they've decided to choose as their queen bee, in this case, Pearl, they often fail to realize there's a strategy. Pearl, for all of the stuff that tumbles out of her mouth straight from a bull's, is, if nothing, a strategist. She knows exactly what to say and she knows where to draw the line. Now, Great Value Pearl, I briefly went through her account to try and get a profile reading off of her, and what I can tell you is that she's been at this since 2020. She has a little over 60,000 followers. That's nothing for 4 years. And she's following the same exact path I see every time another wannabe pops up. She sees what whoever she's emulating is doing and says, I could do this. I could be the same person. I have these same thoughts. And all I have to do is get on the internet and squawk. And girl's been squawking for 4 years and it's not getting her any attention. So she starts squawking louder, saying stuff that she knows is going to get her attention. And by golly, this last one did. And that's why she followed up with saying, I'm not going to apologize, because the attention she's getting is exactly the attention she was looking for. And to her, she's like, this is exactly it. I'm finally doing it. And I guarantee you, she's sitting back waiting for Piers Morgan or whomever to reach out to her. And maybe she'll get a little bit of press attention at some point. But here's the thing, because she's not strategic, she's going to be a flash in the pan, because you can't sustain without a strategy. And I guarantee you she has none. If she had a strategy, it wouldn't have taken her 4 years just to reach 60,000 followers, and she wouldn't have needed to drop the N-bomb just to get some attention. And not only does not having a strategy not help you sustain your growth, but it also doesn't help you look out for what we in the marketing biz call watchouts and threats, which is how people embroil themselves in social media scandals that are eventually their downfall. And this isn't it. She planned this so she can get the followers that are in her little ideology demographic. But eventually, she's gonna screw up and piss them off. And because she's so damn predictable, I'm gonna call it right now. As the heat on her grows and people start talking about this more, she's gonna do what I like to call emoji face racketeering. And that's when people use, mainly these emojis are the stars of emoji face racketeering. And that's what people use when they're actually bothered, but they're trying to play it off like they're unbothered. So I guarantee either in her video replies or in comment replies or whatever, there's either gonna be emoji face racketeering or her own face racketeering, just smiling and laughing to make a point that she's unbothered. But when people do this, it's usually when they're bothered the most. So as much as her rage baiting, I know, upset and bothered a lot of you, I hope you can find even a modicum of comfort in knowing that she is a flash in the pan and that she will have a downfall and it will be glorious. So get your popcorn ready.
And Lily's downfall started shortly after on June 11th, when TikTok suspended her account indefinitely. Then, just after this, Lily's former employer, an elder care services company, came out with a statement about her being fired. We at Rofi of the Carolinas want to address a recent incident that has caused concern and upset among our stakeholders. A newly hired employee made inflammatory remarks on social media that do not align with the values and beliefs of our company. We want to make it clear that these sentiments are not representative of our organization, and we do not condone or support such behavior. As soon as we were made aware of the situation, we took immediate action to pull the employee from her assignment, which is not directly with any client of ours, and the employee in question is no longer with our company. We are owned and operated by African American female and immigrant-owned business, and handled this situation as quickly as we could. We want to assure you that we are committed to fostering a diverse, inclusive, and respectful work environment where all individuals are valued and respected. We understand the importance of upholding our principles of equality and understanding, and we will continue to strive to create a culture of respect within our organization. We appreciate the support and trust of our community, and we are dedicated to earning back any confidence that may have been shaken by this unfortunate incident. Thank you for your understanding and continued partnership. Sincerely, TL, Rofi of the Carolinas. At this point, with such negative attention, it seems like Lily set herself up to be completely out of options for working anywhere normal in the future. And this became more apparent after she tweeted, "Thanks, Black community, for helping to launch my new career in conservative media. You all played your role well, like the puppets you are." After this, even more videos of Lily obviously pandering for attention were shared.
So all those nerds in high school, like the weird theater kids and the anime people and you know who I'm talking about, the people we didn't hang out with. So they've grown up now and they're the ones making the laws. They're the Mark Zuckerbergs. They're the Faucis of the world of nerds, those dorks that never got laid in high school, and they've got a major chip on their shoulder against the normies. That's why you see all these fat making laws. Oh, you can be obese and anorexic. Okay, sure. They're the ones inventing clown world. They're the ones in media. They're the actors. You wonder why actors are so politically leftist? Oh, right. It's because they're loser theater kids. They're the theater kids who grew up, and now they're telling me and you what to think. They're telling me and you what to do, and they're making the laws in this country. Well, it's time to stand the up and stop being scared. Like, why are we scared of these people? They were massive losers in high school, and they're massive losers today. It's time to put the motherfucking nerds back in their place. Stand the up.
The same day, Lily continued to double down on this extremely fake persona by going on InfoWars to be interviewed. Here, she claims that she's been a conservative for a long time, but it's pretty clear she has no idea what she's doing.
What is kind of the backstory behind Lily?
Right. So I've always been super conservative. Obviously, I was raised in a super conservative household. So it's not like being red pilled is new to me. I've always been somewhat active on social media and always super outspoken with with my beliefs and stuff because they're correct. And then recently I was like, I'm going to start making, little minute videos of just like me talking about the stuff that we all think, but a lot of us are too scared to say out loud. And then they started to build a little tribe, and then I had a few kind of go a little bit viral. So I was like, okay, we'll start an X account. That first one got banned, of course. And then I just restarted a new one, and we're back in business now.
Just from this clip, it sounds like Lily's too scared to say anything out loud. Later in the interview, after freely speaking about how there's no free speech anymore, she describes herself as a perfect racist.
Well, I don't think it's actually about what they think. I think it's victimhood is very, very profitable these days. The person highest up on the victim bar, they get all the attention. Everybody wants to be a victim these days. Like, everybody wants to be a victim. And so, let's be real, there's not a lot of racism in this country. There is racism in other countries, but I won't mention that because we're talking about America right now. But in America, you're pretty damn lucky to be, born in this country. And that's my opinion on that. So, people can take a word out of context and they love to do that. And so they have to have a racist. So I'm a perfect racist for them. You know what I mean? So I think it's just willful ignorance, people taking things out of context, and they have to have a villain. So if I'm going to be the villain for the day, that's fine. I volunteer.
Then her spotlight started to fade, so Lily went back to dropping the N-word just to maintain attention, and continued tweeting like a 13-year-old boy by throwing the R-word in there, as if some of these top streamers aren't casually doing that every night. But the next morning, she follows up, desperately tweeting, looking for a sponsor for AFPAC and Turning Point, because I'm a broke-ass N-word. I'm gonna be real, Lily has less than a 0% chance of ever making it in conservative media. She thinks she'll make it on Fox News someday. But the reality is, by using the N-word and immediately catering to the furthest right anti-Semitic InfoWars viewers, Lily effectively blacklisted herself from being considered for any sort of mainstream position. She has no pre-established following, absolutely no media training, and has started way too much of a controversy to ever be hired as a news anchor that appeals to suburban Fox News parents. It got even worse for Lily when she started to be outed as an obvious hypocrite in front of all the people she's trying to appeal to, with screenshots like these showing that as recently as 2019, Lily was acting the exact opposite as she is now, calling out people for anti-Semitism and racism. However, she now conveniently claims that she's evolved and changed those opinions. These tweets attempting to call her out also brought up her old name and Twitter profile, showing that after 2019, she decided to change her last name before starting this new TikTok personality. The next day, on June 13th, Lily's ex-employer spoke to the US Sun and responded to the hate she's been receiving for firing Lily. I didn't know how to feel, Lindo said as she recalled the moment she first watched the video in its entirety. I don't like judging people. I wanted to talk to her first, to be able to conclude my emotions about it, the boss explained. However, once it was made public that the company fired Gaddis, a slew of hate messages started rolling in, many of them using racial slurs against the owner and her team. But Lindo has decided to take the high road and simply move on. Look, I have been working very hard to get people to know the name of my business. Guess what? Now they do, she said. There are people who support what the company did, and of course, there are those who don't. You will never ever be able to please everyone. And this is the exact reason I have moved on with my life unbothered. Lindo admitted to periodically switching to troll mode by firing messages back to trolls, but realized that not giving them attention and taking the high road was a better option. People have the nastiest things to say, as if I'm going to let Tom, from the unknown of Timbuktu, say something to make me feel bad, she explained. Tom, I don't know you, so why would I care about your opinions? My emails and voicemail are filled with Toms. Glad I can help them pass some time. Now, with no new job offers, it's become clear that Lily's rapidly running out of options to make money, because she started up another TikTok account. And despite all the love she was getting over on X.com, the everything app, the TikTok comments were not holding back on making fun of her newfound unemployment, and calling her out for her awful takes, with her new videos not even able to break 1,000 likes or 50,000 views. At this point, Lily's likely just waiting to get banned again. And with practically negative clout, she has no real hopes of getting hired or making money anytime soon. She basically skipped the entire part of the right-wing pipeline where you get to make a bunch of money while scamming your audience. And instead, she went straight to the part where you're banned from every platform, and you have to go make content with Sneeko for fans that hate you over on Rumble and Kick. But with that, we're pretty much caught up on everything surrounding Lily Gaddis, and how the self-proclaimed TikTok tradwife has wasted over 4 years trying to become the next right-wing influencer, only to fail to gain an audience at every turn, now resorting to using slurs out of pure desperation, which has led to her hypocritical history being exposed, and her options to make any money off of all this disappearing rapidly. But now that you know pretty much everything about the Lily Gaddis situation, I need to know, what do you think about everything? Please let me know that, and any new story updates or things I missed in the comments. If you want to get caught up with even more internet drama and news, subscribe to either channel to catch the next story, and check out any of my recent videos. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.